My name is Christian Mahoney, and I am focusing my research on Chapter 16, War and Terrorism. And the community based organization I have chosen is the International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Societies. These are the key points I gathered from the reading. Sociologists view war in three main ways. Functionalists say it can unite society and spark progress. Conflict theorists argue it mainly benefits the powerful, forcing those experiencing poverty to suffer. Symbolic interactionists focus on how language and symbols shape public opinion about war. War causes major civil suffering, with millions dying during and after conflicts, while veterans return with trauma, injuries, addiction, and face high suicide and homelessness rates. Sexual violence in the military is common but rarely punished. The financial cost is huge. The US has spent over 1.4 trillion annually on military-related expenses. Terrorism shows up in multiple different forms, including violence between civilians, attacks against governments, large international strikes like 9/11, or even harm done by governments to their own people. Terrorists aren't usually mentally unstable. Many are educated and act out of frustration, injustice, or poverty, often as a response to foreign involvement. Since 9/11, the U.S. has spent over $3 trillion on counterterrorism efforts by growing its security system while cutting back on essentials like education, infrastructure, and climate action. The IFRC was founded in 1919 after World War I to bring together an alliance between the Red Cross and Red Crescent societies around the world. Its origin can be traced back to member Henry Dunant, who pushed for national relief groups to help wounded soldiers, which led to the Geneva Conventions. The IFRC was created to respond to disasters, conflict, and health emergencies across the globe. Today, the international organization is in over 190 countries, with 16 million volunteers working in nearly 200,000 communities, making it the largest humanitarian organization in the world. The IFRC steps in before, during, and after crises to help people in need. They provide essentials like shelter, food, clean water, medical care, and financial support to vulnerable communities and those in need. Care in communities focuses on health services and community engagement, which makes sure aid matches what people really need, are some of the IFRC's main programs. The IFRC also advocates for vulnerable groups by influencing global and local humanitarian policies for communities affected by these crises. The International Federation of Red Cross focuses on helping the most vulnerable groups affected by conflict and disaster. This includes the nearly 468 million children living in war affected areas as of 2022. The IFRC also emphasizes the disabled as they represent around 15% of the global population, but their numbers increase significantly in conflict zones. Additionally, around 120 million displaced people around the world face enormous challenges. These populations are the priority for the Federation's humanitarian efforts. The IFRC network's goal is to strengthen the resilience of at least 500 million people living in the world's most vulnerable countries. It supports around 100 national societies in developing and putting into practice effective strategies, making sure resources and knowledge reach even the most remote communities. The network emphasizes community, encouraging women, young people, and indigenous groups to take an active role in strategic efforts. The IFRC receives money from several different outlets. Each National Red Cross or Red Crescent Society contributes an annual fee. The largest portion of funding comes from donations by individuals and organizations. The IFRC also earns income by providing services such as logistics support, vehicle use, and office space. Additionally, a small percentage fee helps cover administrative and reporting expenses. The Donor Advisory Group works closely with IFRC leadership to guide funding priorities and ensure effective collaboration with donors. The IFRC has played a vital role in assisting the vulnerable during major crises around the world. In Afghanistan, around 2 million people received help, including health care for over a million. In Sudan, hundreds of thousands accessed food and clean water services. Across Ukraine and nearby countries, aid reached 18 million people, with over a million receiving cash support. In the Middle East, emergency assistance was provided through the Red Cross and Red Crescent societies in Egypt, Palestine, and Israel. Due to political barriers and security risks, the IFRC may struggle to reach certain communities for aid. At the same time, funding can be tight, especially for longer lasting crises. As climate change continues to be a glaring issue for the environment, natural disasters are becoming more frequent and severe, causing difficulties regarding assistance. And finally, reaching remote or damaged areas can create major logistical hurdles for delivering aid effectively.